विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तं देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या संप्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश-ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रश्यानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादीनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। ग्रंथ का मंगलाचरण करें। सर्वतंत्र स्वतंत्राय श्रीमते शंकरार्याय वेदांत गुरवे नमः। योऽवतीर्ण इहाचार्य रूपेण यतिनां मुदे श्रीमन्नारायणं वन्दे तं हरिं करुणानिधिं। मननाख्यं प्रकरणं वासुदेवयतीश्वरैः रचितं विस्तरेणाद्य संग्रहेण प्रकाश्यते। बालानामुपकाराय मम विज्ञानसिद्धये श्री बालगोपाल कृष्ण सन्निहितो भवेत्। Samadhanam Nama, amongst the 6 qualities which now are treated as the wealth of the student. This is the wealth. And the wealth of a student of Vedanta is not how much money one carries and how much property does he have, how much investment you have made. This is not the wealth which we will say is your wealth. The wealth which is seen by us is abundance of these qualities. How easily are you disturbed? Or even when there are reasons for a person to break down, he is able to maintain his equipoise, then that is shama. Okay, pacification of the mind. That is called shama. Then dhamma. How are we able to stay composed? How are we able to, one is able to make his disturbed organs of action or the perturbed fickle senses, quieten them, is Dhamma. उपरतिर नाम संन्यासो निष्काम कर्मानुष्ठानम व्यवहार लोपोवा. Okay, there are these three meanings to the word uparati. Then titikshanam prarabdhagata shitoshnadi sahanam. You know, the prarabdha which has brought this body into existence in order to deliver various experiences of joys and sorrows, then those things are bound to come. What do you strive for? Now, are you simply striving? What if, striving hard for what? For what? To get the bhoga vastu? Or are you striving hard now or to keep your mind focused on the truth, on the self? So sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam. Apratikara purvakam means without resistance, without complaint. Then how is that apratikara purvakam? Chinta vilaparahitam. Free from the worry of the future and free even from vilap, even from lamentation over the past things. Chinta vilaparahitam. Both these things are not there. There is no lamentation over the spilt milk. And no matter how much you lament and cry, it's not going to go and sit in the vessel again. It's gone. So, the person does not waste his time, energy, emotion, intelligence in doing these things. Apratikara purvakam has to have these two things. What is the meaning of apratikara purvakam? Chinta vilapa rahitam. Sa titiksha nigadyate. Okay. Sa titiksha nigadyate. This is called as titiksha. This is what is required. Now you see, these are the qualities which a person, any person, if he has, in any field he will become successful. Wherever he may be, if he has the ability to stay equipoised, if he can withdraw from things which are unnecessary, so he does not fall prey to, activities which will consume his energy and time, fruitless things. Okay? So here is a person who values his own time. And if you are not going to value your own life, why should the world? Why should the world? And therefore, this is very important. So anybody who has these qualities, then he could be in any field. That person is bound to become successful. Now, when you are going to use your life for the ultimate pursuit of life, when you are going to use your time, lifetime, for the fulfillment of ultimate purpose, moksha purushartha, then all these things are most required. and one has to very carefully cultivate it. One should not miss even a single opportunity of developing these qualities, nurturing these qualities. Whether it is shama, dama, uparati, titiksha, one should use every opportunity that is presented. Then you will find that you are actually bathing in the grace of God. That you have such abundance of opportunities to develop all this. Whether it is titiksha or shama or dama or uparati, you have every opportunity. Then we have samadhana. Samadhana means Shravanadi anukula vishaye manasaha samadhi. The word samadhana means samadhi. Its meaning is samadhi only. But where samadhi means to stay focused, to employ the mind in that single direction without any distraction, isn't it? Tatra pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam. And that dhyanam itself will be called as samadhi. When will dhyanam be called as samadhi? When the vritti pravaha, that pratyaya ekatanata, that when the flow of the thought is so intense that other than the object of meditation, it does not trifurcate into anything. So dheyakara vritti only remains. What remains? The vritti. What is the shape of the vritti? So when you say, I know the pot knowledge, the thought has assumed the shape of the pot. Okay? So what do you mean by pot knowledge? Thought which is in the shape of the pot. You have not brought the pot into your head. The knowledge is taking place here. This is a pot. So did the pot come here? What became available is only the vritti has become ghatakara. Okay? It has become, assumed the shape of the pot. Got it? So, now whatever that one object is on which you are focusing, that the object alone remains in the focus. Earlier, it was the object remains in the focus, that object remains in the focus and no other object. Now, when it becomes samadhi, the object is the same, but now even the vritti does not split into the other two parts. There are two explanations over there. Both of them have some commonality. That is, dhyata, dhyanam and dheya. The meditator, the meditated object, the object of meditation, and the process of meditation, the action of meditation. So, dhyata is the meditator, dhyanam is the action, and then dheyam is the object of meditation. Now, where the vritti, pravaha, remains only dheyakar, without even splitting into the dhyata, I am meditating on this object. Even such kind of an experience also does not take place. Where it is just the dheyakara vritti is there, this is called as samadhi. So there is dharana, dhyana and samadhi. Have you understood what is the basic difference between dhyanam and samadhi? Let us say there are two objects. One is a pot and another one is a cloth. Ghata and pata. Pata means a cloth. Ghata means pot. Now, ghataha, ghataha, ghataha. Three thoughts have risen, and all the three thoughts are now pot thoughts. Okay. The fourth thought comes and it is pataha. So now there is a change in the object of the thought. Okay. Vijatiya vritti, it has become some different thought. So let us say there is the thought pot is continuous. The theme of thought is continuous in 100 thoughts. Okay? All the 100 thought, there are 100 thoughts have risen and merged. But all the thoughts have the same object. Ghataha, 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 ghataha. Okay? When all the thoughts, though each one of them is different, but the object in their womb is just the same, one. This is called as dhyanam. This is dhyanam. Pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam. Okay. Now, over there, I am meditating on the pot. This is the experience of dhyanam. I am meditating on the pot. In the experience, when it becomes samadhi, the dhyata is also not there. Dhyanam is also not there. What is there is only dheya vastu. Only the object remains, shines in the thought. This is called as the samprajñāta samadhi. Okay? Now we are saying that the ability to keep the mind focused on what object? Only on Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasanam. Now, his mind does not wander off into anything else. It doesn't loiter. The mind is not kind of meandering here and there. Okay? It stays focused. In our villages, we used to take our cows, send them for grazing in the forests. Now this cow, and that's why it was required that somebody goes with those cows and brings them back. Because this cow, it just puts the head down and goes on, chomp, everywhere. And where did I come? She does not know the way back. Okay? Hail. Lost. But an arrow also moves, the cow is also moving. But arrow moves in a direction that is set for it to go and meet the target. This ability to stay focused without getting lost in anything else. What is it that is to be stayed focused on? Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. This is it. Where the mind remains this focused, very clear. This is samadhanam. Okay? This kind of a samadhi then is called as samadhanam. Samadhanam nama shravanadi anukula vishaye. Why is it anukula? Because anukula means conducive. Everybody finds something is conducive to him or her. Something is anukula, something is pratikula. How do you define what is pratikula and what is anukula, what is conducive and what is not conducive? That what is going to take you towards your goal is anukula. Now, the meaning of word anukula is not something that you like. Anukula is conducive. Conducive does not mean something that pleases the senses. Just pleases your, delights your senses, excites your mind. That is not called as conducive. Over here now the word conducive, anukula, means that which is going to take you to your destination, towards your goal. Anukula Vishaya. So which Vishaya is anukula for a mumukshu? Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. For him now, the food, what are people saying? Do people like me? Do they recognize me as a spiritual man? Is some aura coming behind my head? There is some Brahma Tejas on my face or not? All these things are not important. What is conducive? Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam. From which angle of the selfie will I look more spiritual? This is the concern. So Shravanadi Anukula Vishaye Manasaha Samadhi. This is called as Samadhanam. Okay? Vimal, what is Samadhanam?
Sravana.
Say that loudly. Let me hear. How do you say it? ये कंठ हो जाने चाहिए सब. श्रवणादि. बोलो.
श्रवणादि.
अनुकूल विषय. मनसः समाधिः. समाधानम. What is samadhanam? Shravanadi. Manasa samadhi. Manasa is Shashti Vibhaktiyanta. It is Shashtyanta of the mind. Okay? Where does your mind go and settle? Where does it sit? Or is it like a fly from one thing to another thing, just keeps on, galloping, bouncing? One object to only on Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam. That is it. When this is there with a person in abundance. Oh yes, today's class was really good, Swamiji. Today, no other thing. We are just focused. Not today. Every time you are there for Shravanam, it should be there. As a rule, not as an exception. That special experience of Shravanam only on Monday in 1997 I had, then after I'm waiting. Oh, such fluke things is not called as Samadhanam. When it comes to this, it's available. Jhatati. Okay? Shravanadi anukula vishaye manasaha samadhi. Now, Shraddha. Generally, people translate the word Shraddha as faith, belief. It is a form of faith, but faith which allows you allows generation of knowledge. Generally, when the theologians talk about faith, it is something against knowledge. It is against knowledge. Have faith. It means that finished. The knowledge is now you have already given it, buried it. Over here, Shraddha is that which allows you to have the pramanam. Now, say suppose when you want to have knowledge of colors and forms, where do you turn to? Why are you going to the eyes? Because you have the faith that this is the only way that knowledge of colors and forms can be had. Why don't you take your nose to find out whether it is black or blue? Sniff it and find out it's black or blue. No. You have the implicit faith in the eyes that this is the right means for knowing colors and forms. Similarly, when it comes to knowing what Brahma is, what is the pramanam? Vedanta Vakya is the pramanam. And that is why you take the Sharana, refuge of that pramana. What has allowed you? That Shraddha. This Shraddha, this faith is what is required over here. We are not talking about faith. Have faith in God. God will do everything good and all these things. As a childish things अभी हम नहीं बोलते. श्रद्ध भगवान तुम्हारा भला करेगा, भगवान भला करेगा. भला करेगा मतलब क्या करेगा? नहीं तो और क्या करेगा? और नहीं तो और करेगा क्या? अगर भगवान भी हमारा भला ना करे, दूसरा कौन करेगा? भगवान को दूसरा काम क्या है? What is that? What other work does that fellow have? And if God, according to you, if your God was somebody who was always going to do good, then this fellow in the world is not even doing his job properly. Otherwise, why will so many people suffer? Why will so many people suffer? That's why over here, by the word Shraddha, by the word faith, we are not talking about anything silly. Shraddha means astikya buddhi. Your faith in the Veda as the pramana. That's it. And how is it shown over here? Guru Vedanta Vakya Vishwasaha. It is faith, but in what? In the Vakya. Whose Vakya? Vakya of the Veda. Okay, because Veda itself is in form of Vakyam. Ved itself is in the form of Vakyam, in the form of the sentences. Now those are sentences. Somebody is required to speak them or not. Somebody is required to speak or not, or the Vakya comes just by like that. Somebody, it is sentence, and that's why who then speaks? The one who knows, who will have it, who has it. The one who has it is called as Guru at this point. And therefore, Guru Vedanta Vakya Vishwasaha Shraddha. How is Shraddha defined? Look at every word. Though it is basically faith. Shraddha is Vishwasaha. Okay, what is Shraddha? Faith, Vishwasa. In what? In Vakyam. In Vakyam. Because whatever is shown by that sentence is there. Is there. That is it. What? Which Vakyam is this? Veda. Vedanta. Now Vakya of the Upanishad. Veda Vakya, Vedanta Vakya. Then, because it is a Vakya, it will be spoken by the Guru, by the teacher. And therefore, Guru Vedanta Vakya Vishwasaha. Okay? Iti Shamadhi, and one needs to have this in abundance. All these 6 qualities. Iti Shamadhi Shatakam. Now further. The 4th qualification which is there is called as Mumukshutvam. The quality of being a Mumukshu. The quality of being a Mumukshu. Like Gotvam, there is Mumukshutvam. That Tvam is ness. That ness means the property. Partness. Whichever object has partness, it is a part. What is a part? That which has got partness will become a part. And that is how you are able to recognize. Even if it is small, you can still call it pot. If it is big, you can still call it big. If it is black, you can still call it pot. If it is red, you can still call it pot. If it is clay, you can still call it clay pot. If it is metal, you can call it metallic pot. What has allowed you to call so many different objects as pot? Now look at the trees. A mango tree looks different from the coconut tree. The coconut tree looks different from the plantain tree, banana tree. A banana tree looks different from the banyan tree. The banyan tree looks definitely different from the peepal tree. The deciduous trees are different from coniferous trees. The coniferous trees are different from the rainforest trees. But in spite of such variety of difference, you are still able to identify this is a tree, this is a tree, this is a tree. Why? Because now with all these differences, you still are able to identify the property of treeness over there. The treeness. So what is a tree? That which has treeness. That which has treeness is tree. Correct? Who is a mumukshu? The one who has mumukshutvam. Mumukshu-ness. Tvam is ness. Okay? He has So now we have to see the fourth quality called as mumukshutvam. Here he explains it very nicely. Grihe dahyamane tatrastho dahyamanah purushaha yatha kalatra putradikam parityajya swatapopashamanarthameva bahirnirgatya tapopashamanam kartum ichchati. Now, somebody's house caught fire. Then he had some gold, some cash, and also his wife and the child, all of them are there inside. What does he do? What does this fellow do first? Wait, let me open the safe, get the cash out. He runs out. Then he goes out, shouts, "Somebody please go and save my wife and my son." Grihe dahyamane, when the house has caught fire. Grihe dahyamane, when it is burning. Dahyamanah purushaha, the one who is scorched. The one who is now, hurt, burnt some places. What does he do? That purushaha, kalatra putradikam parityaja, now he leaves everything behind. And from outside he calls his wife, "Jump from the window, jump from the window. Hey, you come inside. Hey, you come outside." He says. Grihe dahyamane dahyamana purushaha yatha kalatra putradikam parityajya. He leaves all those things behind. Swatapopashamanarthameva bahirnirgatya. And he runs outside. Runs outside for what? To
be safe.
To be away from the fire. Okay? Tapopashamanam kartumichhati. And this is the way he desires to protect himself from the fire. Evam, so also samsarikatapopashamanam sampadayitum tyakta sarveshanasya brahmatadatmya bhave. ब्रह्मतादात्म्य भावे, तादात्म्या भावे नहीं, ब्रह्मतादात्म्य भावे मोक्षे तीव्र इच्छा मुमुक्षा. Now he says, so also one finds that everything over here is infused with dukkham. Touch anything and it will immediately give dukkham. The whole samsara. Okay? Samsarikatapopashamanam. But he wants to be away from that misery of samsara. Sampadayitum. And that's why tyakta sarveshanasya. When you see that everything over here is filled with dukkham, now what are you going to desire? When you find that everything over here is infested with dukkham, what will you desire? When every fruit in the basket is rotten, now you will sit over there to choose? No. Everything is rotten with dukkham, ridden with dukkham. Then over there is no desire for anything. Tyakta sarveshanasya. And then what does he desire? Brahmatadatmya bhave. He wants to find his oneness with Brahman. Wants to find tadatmya. Tadakarata. Oneness, identity with Brahman. Over there, that desire to find oneness with Brahman by not desiring any object over here is called as mumuksha. Generally, what do we people have? We desire a world and also God. And also God means what? Also God means God has become secondary. Correct? Has become secondary. Correct, Eric? So then somebody tells, Eric, you come for dinner. And then there is Jim walking also that evening. Jim, you also can come. What does that also mean? It is okay even if you don't come. That also means what? It is okay even if you don't come. We want things from this world, some popularity, attention from some. We need affection, right? After all, affection, some affection. A little attention from women, men, and a nice thing, no? We need it. And then also I want to see God. Also you want means what? नहीं मिलेगा तो ही चलेगा. It is okay even if I don't see. That is what you mean. And therefore, this is not mumuksha. This is not spirituality. This is cartoon of spirituality. So now you see, you begin with cartoon spirituality, but eventually it changes to this equation. I want God and also the world. Then comes a stage where you say, I want God. I want God and not the world. And then finally comes, I want God alone and I don't want the samsara, the world at all. When this is at the fourth stage, that thing we call as mumuksha. Not before that. Before that, it is okay. You have mumuksha, but how is this mumuksha? Very weak. It is weak. It will collapse at the first strike. It will collapse. It is very weak. Okay? So now, tyakta sarve shanasya brahmatadatma bhave mokshe tivre ichha. This is ichha. It is a desire. Nobody says that, it is not a desire. It is a desire. But they say one should not have any desire. Okay, try not to have any desire. Show. Not to have any desire is possible only in two places. Only in two places. One, sushupti, in your deep sleep, and other in the realization of Brahman. So we are going to put samadhi also together with sushupti, or you could put samadhi there under the Brahmajnanam. Only when you have, only in two places, in deep sleep, what do you desire? Do you desire to become the Prime Minister of the country? What desire do you have? There is no desire there. And there is only where there is attainment of Brahman, there is no desire. Now by you making rules not to have any desire at all does not work. You can make rules as many as you want. And therefore, if there is a desire, let there be that desire which will take you to desirelessness. And that is why this desire is called as Shubhecha. Other desires will breed more desires. Other desires will breed, they will multiply into more desires. But there is this one desire. Why is it called Shubha, auspicious? Because it ultimately leads to desirelessness. And that's why it is Shubhecha. Okay, it is Ichha. So then how should the desire be? Tivra. Tivra means intense. The intense desire for liberation is called as mumuksha. What is desire for liberation? Where there is no desire, no demand for putra, vitta, loka, etc., all these things. And you want to find your oneness with Brahman by knowing Brahman. Brahmatadātmya bhāve mokshe tivrecha. This is called as mumuksha. Okay. Now the question comes, sir, do we really require all these things to study Vedanta? Without that, Vedanta means, we will sit, listen, and then if we are able to remember and retain, we will remember. Rest of the things we will just let it go from one ear and then get it out from the other. Everything that has been said over here, all the fourfold qualifications, everything is important. All the fourfold qualifications are important. Why? Listen. Loke keshanchin nityanitya viveke satyapi vairagyasya darshanad ihamutra phalabhoga viragenapi bhavitavyam iti uktam. Now, because some people, we observe that they have a very, very sharp intelligence of discrimination. Okay, they have sharp discrimination, but what they lack is the dispassion, vairagyam. And that is why viveka is required, also vairagya is also required. Tad ubhaya satvepi. Now someone may have viveka and vairagya both. Someone may have viveka and vairagya both. Dispassion also and discrimination too. He may have. Yet keshanchid rishishwaranam kopatapadi darshanat shamadinapi bhavitavyam iti uktam. Now there are some, great mendicants, meditators also. But you find them that these are the people who are very inflammable material. Their ignition point is very low. There used to be one Mahatma in Kashi, and he's still there and very respected and even worshipful. He has led a life, very austere life, very scholarly, vidwan, tapasvi Mahatma. But then his weakness is that the ignition point is really low. One day, he had to be admitted to the hospital. So rest of the Mahatmas, along with all the monks, I also went to the hospital. So I'm sitting over there. Now, in the hospital, he, in that bed only, he got the inspiration to explain, to talk something. And he really beautiful what he was explaining and saying. So, out of delight, I smiled. And that was enough for him. परिहास करते हो, ये इस प्रकार से तुम उपहास करते हो, ये गंभीर विषय है, तुम्हारा मनोरंजन कर रहे हैं. And then then he got very, very angry. He said, this is such a topic of, a serious contemplation. This is not something, some Kavi Sammelan or some, stand-up comedian that I'm sitting over here. And you smile. The ignition point is really low. And therefore, some Rishishwaranam, how are these people? They are not ordinary people. They have the powers even to curse or give some blessing. Rishishwaranam, they are like that. And then Keshanchid Rishishwaranam, and then after half an hour of firing me left, right and center, then he got back in explaining then he remembered, unnecessarily I scolded this fellow. Then he said, "Mujhe maaf karna." Kshama karna. And he is very, very senior. So there is humility also to seek forgiveness from somebody so junior, so insignificant. So greatness also exists. But at that point, what had happened? Why did he take off? Fly off the handle? Kopa. So now this Rishishwaranam, Keshanchid Rishishwaranam, Kopatapadi Darshanad, we find that they also become then victims to these small things like anger, etc. And that is, now you see, because of that anger, what stopped? Him getting angry at me is not a big deal. But out of those visiting hours the hospital had permitted, that in 1 hour, half an hour was spent in scolding me, which could have been used for Shravana Mananam. So loss was everyone's loss. We lost an opportunity of listening to something so wonderful. And for him, he loses his personal time of contemplation on somebody so insignificant, inconsequential. And therefore, we never know these things take away your own time, energy, emotional energy, everything it takes away. And that is the reason why we have to say now, even the Shama, Dhamma, etc. is required. So a person may have Viveka, he will even have Vairagya, but we have to spell it out separately that there is a need of Shama, Dhamma, all these qualities. Okay? Further. भवितव्यम् एतत्रीतयेऽपि सति केषाञ्चित् भक्तेश्वरोपासकानां ज्ञानाधिकार अदर्शनान् मुमुक्षयापि भवितव्यम्. Now you are going to find some really great people who have viveka, who also have vairagya. They also have shamadama. But these are the people, these devotees of God, who say that we want to come back into this world again and again so that we are able to do your devotion. We are able to follow devotion. This fellow has got this philosophy. I want to come back into the world. This world or any world, but I want, as lovers of God, we want to come back and live a miserable life. And that is the reason why now we have to have even the four. And this is they call is their greatness of their philosophy of devotion. So that's why we have to spell it out separately that there is a need for mumuksha. Okay, the mumuksha should be there. Desire for liberation has to be there. एतत्रितये सत्यपि केषाञ्चित् भक्तेश्वरोपासकानां ज्ञानाधिकार अदर्शनान् मुमुक्षयापि भवितव्यम्. Thus, all the four, viveka, vairagya, shamadhi, shataka sampatti, and then finally mumuksha. Viveka is discrimination. Vairagyam is dispassion. Then the sixfold wealth. And then finally mumuksha. All these four are required. Okay. Evam rupodhikari upahara samitpanihi san sadgurum upagamya namaskritya vishwasa vinayabhyam saha he swamin he bhagavan he guru iti sambodhya jivakkaha ईश्वरक्कः जगत् कीदृशम् एतत्रीतयं कस्मादागतं कस्मात् गमिष्यति इति प्रश्नं कुर्यात्. Now the person is qualified. When he has this fourfold virtues in life, he is a qualified student of Vedanta. Now what should such a person do? What should he? He should go to the Guru. So naturally now he has come to the Guru. And coming to the Guru, how should he go to the Guru? Okay. And then what should he do? And what should he strive to know? These are the three different issues. How should he go to the Guru? What uniform? How should he go to the Guru? Walking? No. How should he go also is there. How should he go has got some preparation on his part, and the attitude with which he goes is also there under this question. And it is said, Vishwasa Vinayabhyam. When he is going to go approach the teacher and then speak to the teacher, he is going over there and his speaking, asking or talking to the teacher also should be with Vishwasa, with the Shraddha and Vinaya is humility. If you are going to talk to the teacher to show how smart you are, okay, we will give you a certificate, you are very smart. Now after that, what have you really gained? What did you gain? You have proved you are smart, now what? You are very intelligent, okay, it's proved, now what? Jitam maya, I have won. What did you win? What did you, to Udiya Babaji Maharaj, then there you some very rich fellow from, whichever side, some of them had come. Baba got up from his place and went to drop these people up to the gate, wherever. So people were surprised that why is Baba doing this? It looks like he is trying to please some rich people. Yeah? Like chaplusi kar rahe Baba. So somebody asked Baba, why are you doing this? And Baba said, he has come to me with an intention that I should give him importance, and that is what I am giving him. He wants me to call him important. That is it. That is what I am giving. So what did you go to the teacher for? Only to feel that you are important? Going to the teacher is for what? So that the mumuksha becomes shant. So that the mumuksha is satisfied, accomplished, fulfilled. If you are going over there only to satisfy the ego, then you have gained nothing. One has gained nothing, and that's why with humility. Okay? Samitpanihi. Evam rupo adhikari upahar samitpanihi. You have seen that. I read that one line from the commentary over there. Going to the teacher is how? Rajanam, what is that? Shloka? Rikta hastena, what is that? What is the shloka? Did you write it? You wrote it down? तुमने देखा? Find it out and tell me. That there are these three places. The king, the deity in the temples or shrines that you go to, and the teacher. One should never go empty-handed. One should never go empty-handed. Rikta hastam, not to go. When you go to the temple, at least carry, if nothing, at one agarbatti. If you can't take an agarbatti, one bel patta. If you can't do that much, at least little Ganga jal, water from Ganga, take it to. But not to go empty-handed. Very important. Okay, three places. So going where the teacher needs something, teacher needs or not, do you have the inclination to give or not? Do you have the inclination to give or not? That is more important. Whether teacher needs it, does not need it, is not your concern. Samitpanihi. Sadgurum upagamya. And then coming close to the teacher, namaskritya, by offering namaskar. Namaskar is bowing down to the teacher. नहीं तो ऐसे पैर पे पैर चढ़ा के बैठ गए. क्या बोल रहे हो? आत्मा ब्रह्म है. सद्गुरुम उपगम्य नमस्कृत्य विश्वास विनयाभ्याम सह, and with humility and Shraddha, now talk to the teacher. क्या हुआ? Actually, in Guru Gita, if you ever read, it is so much that even how to sit, how to talk. Dattatreya, he is an Avadhut, he does not need to. Bhagavan Shankar is speaking over there in Guru Gita, right?
Yes,
He says over there, Gurum hum kritya tum kritya. Tu tadak karke, you should not even talk to answer the teacher. Like, did you have tea? You want to talk to teacher, how are you, teacher? Shankar Bhagavan says there in Guru Gita, such a fellow who talks to a teacher like this, forget anything, after this birth, he becomes a Brahma Rakshas and sits in a desert where he can't even get a drop of water for 1,000 years. Brahma Rakshas he becomes and sits there. Not to sit in front of the teacher by spreading your feet towards the teacher. How to talk, how to say. Yeah. Very important. Then, Namaskritya Vishwasa Vinayabhyam. If you want to find out the list, read Guru Gita. So you will not, it's okay. Hey Swamin, O teacher, O master, Hey Bhagavan, O blessed one, Hey Guru, teacher, iti sambodhya, which means adarvachak, shraddha. The language should display respect and also shraddha. Jivakaha, what will you ask now? Swamiji, when will you make the next, what do they call? Uttaradhikari. Heir apparent. What is to be Jivakaha? Who is the Jiva? What is the meaning of Jiva? Jivakaha. Who is this small little individual entity struggling? What is he really? Because he struggles such a small little thing. I'm struggling day and night. Will it end or not? Or will I keep on just struggling and struggling and struggling even when I am tired and giving up? What is this Jiva? Ishwarakaha. What is this God? Who is this God? Jiva Ishwarakaha. Jagat Kidrusham. And what is the nature of this world? Etat Tritayam Kasmadagatam. From where has all this God, individual and the world, from where has it really come? We are experiencing all these three. From where? Where has the world, from where has the Jiva, the individual, the struggling little entity, from where has it come? All of them have come. etat tritayam kasmadagatam kasmad gamishyati, and where will it finally go? Because everything seems to be in a movement. There is a movement, and if there is a movement, then it has to have a direction too. Where is it all moving? Where is it all really going to go? Iti questions like this should be asked. Okay? This is where we will stop for the evening and resume the chapter. So the second chapter also will be completed tomorrow, and we will then enter into the third chapter. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashakradau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha.